Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to take one interesting topic from your Anthropology paper 1. So in our earlier class, we discussed about marriage payments. There, we discussed about two important concepts. First one is dowry, next one is bride price. So from the same chapter, so we are going to see one more important topic. So actually in our earlier class, I said about what is this second chapter is about. That is about first one is marriage. So after marriage, we will be increasing our family, right? And we will be having increasing of relatives now from the both the families, from the girl's family and from the boy's family. So that concept is called as kinship. And kinship together forms a society, and every society has its own culture. So this is entirely your second unit of your paper 1 of anthropology. So in last session we discussed about this marriage. In this marriage, I discussed a small topic, that is marriage payments. And now from this family I want to take one interesting topic, that is impact of industrialization on family. So here we are focusing on this topic called as industrialization. That means before this industrialization, we used to have pre-industrialized era, right? So first of all, let us see what is the difference between this pre-industrialization and industrialization, so that we can understand clearly, so in which areas we got changes in this family. Okay. So this class, I will be giving you more and more flowcharts. Please try to make in notes if you are interested. Okay. So first, let us talk about this pre-industrialized era. So pre-industrialized means the name itself is saying that is before industrialization. Pre-industrialization or industrialized. So where people used to live in urban areas or rural areas? Yes, people used to live in rural areas. So what is the occupation or primary economic activity of these rural areas? Yes, you are right. They will do agriculture. Okay, what is the primary activity of rural areas? Agriculture. Will a single person can do this agriculture? No. So entire family will be involving in this activity, right? So can I say family as an unit of production? So family is an unit of production in this pre-industrialized. Why I'm saying entire family as a unit of production? So all members are involved in this activity. And next one here is all persons will contribute. All persons will contribute for entire family's livelihood. Okay, for entire family's livelihood, they will contribute. And because of this, there will be unity, more unity between the people, right? And even every person in that family will be interdependent. Okay, every person in that family is interdependent. So this is about pre-industrialized era. Okay, now let me change the pen and I want to show about industrialized era. So what is the meaning of industrialization? So the primary thing is changing of economic activity. So earlier what was economic activity? Agriculture. Now we move from primary to secondary activity. That is, we are focusing on manufacturing. We are focusing on factories or industries. So what happens in this industrialization? We are using technology or we are using machines to produce goods in a large quantity. We are producing goods in a large quantity now in this industrialization. Okay, so what happens in this industrialization? There is increasing of technology and there is increasing of modernization, and that also leads to increasing of employment generation, right? And even that will lead to development of cities. Okay, development of cities. So what are the changes that happen? So you can notice lot of changes in this industrialization, right? So increasing of technology, employment opportunities are increasing, and even development of cities is happening. So because of this industrialization, what happened? People, they started moving from pre-industrialized towards industrialization. Okay, so because of that, that led to lot of changes. So especially we are going to see three types of changes. So what are those? The first one is economical changes. Second one is social changes. And third one is cultural changes. So this question was asked many a times in near UPSC mains for 15 marker. So this topic is very important. So I hope that you note down these differences between pre-industrialized and industrialization. Okay, now let us dig into deeper. So what is the economic change or economic impact of this industrialization? The first important point that you have to make a note is technology advancement. So here also I will be trying to give you the flow chart, so please try to note down. So there is increasing of technology, or can I say modernization? Yes, right? So there is modernization in this industrialization. So here I am going to talk about three important areas. So first important area is because of technology, there is increasing of our transport development, good infrastructure like roadways, railways. Nowadays we are talking about seaplanes, aeroplanes, and even cables, etc. So lot of advancement that we see in this transport. So because of increasing of transport, what happened? We can reach far places within hours. So even there is increasing of advancements in our railways, like we came up with this Vande Bharat. Yes or no? So because of all these things, what happened? The time to travel had been decreased a lot. So because of this, now what happened? There is conversion of joint families into nuclear families. Joint families into nuclear families. For example, you can take me as an example. So I have two kids that you know. Most of you know that I have two kids just 1.5 years. They are twins. So I am in now Ashok Nagar, and it will be taking like just 1 hour to travel from my place to here. So because of this efficient transport facilities, I am living there. Because if there is anything which happens, so I can reach that place within half an hour to 1 hour. So here, because of increasing in this transportation facilities, because of advancement, that led to conversion of joint families into nuclear families. For example, there is also one thing, especially Telugu people know that. So if you go to Kashi, it is your graveyard. Why? Because earlier there is no transportation facilities. So who will go to this pilgrimage? Whether youth? Youth always search for entertainment, but not going to this pilgrimage sites, right? So elderly people, they will be obviously going to this Kasi, which is in Varanasi, like that. So at that time, there is no proper transportation facilities. At that time, people used to go on walk, go on their foot. So if they have to travel from South India to North India on walk, so finally, we don't know that whether they will return back or not. At that time, we'll be saying goodbye. Okay. So first one is because of advancement of transportation facilities, the conversion of joint families into nuclear families is happening. Okay. So second scenario I want to talk, it is about medical facilities. So because of industrialization, because of improvement of technology, even we are having good facilities regarding medical. So here because of this, there is increasing of life expectancy. That means now we can increase the lifespan of people. That means what happened? We are increasing the generations. Okay. So because of increasing of life expectancy, for example, father, child, and this father is also having his father. That is nothing but grandparent of this child. So between these two generations, what happened? There is increasing of generation gap. Generation gap is increasing between grandparent and the present generation, right? So actually if you see, this grandparent will be belonging to this pre-industrialized era, and even father is belonging to this pre-industrialized, but this child is belonging to this industrialized era. Okay, how can you say, ma'am? So I have some examples. So do your grandparent use these earphones, or did he use any iPhones or iPads or smart mobile? No. So whether your father, for example, did your father use this mobiles for using for playing of games like as you are doing like PUBG or online video games, etc.? No, right? So because of this, whenever there is increasing of generation gap, there is increasing of conflicts. There is increasing of conflicts because of increasing of generation gap. So because of this also, these people, they will be not cope up with this earlier generation. So that is also leading to the breaking down of family into nuclear family. Okay, and one more thing here is, I want to talk about one more interesting thing. Okay, so here as I said, there is increasing of life expectancy. So let us take the generations. We have child, we have child's father, we have child's grandparent, and next one is great grandparent. Because of increasing of life expectancy, yes, this chart can be possible. So now father is responsible for a family, right? So now this father need to be take care of his children. For example, he have to spend for the health of the children, education of children. So in the same way, father is also having responsibility of his father and his grandfather. So here, as you all know, that whenever the age is increasing, there will be increasing of health expenditure. Now this father in a family will be in a dilemma that whether he need to take care of his parents, or like whether he have to save money for his child. So because of this also, there is increasing of nuclear families now. So if you take example of Japan, in Japan there is increasing of old age population. Now the present generation, they are leaving their parents on the road. But if you see some developed countries, they have a mechanism of taking care of old age people, but that is not there in, unfortunately, like less developing countries or least developed countries. Okay, so this is the scenario that you have to remember. And one more thing, I want to focus in this increasing of technology. So can you tell me something that you remember? Anything? Can you please comment in the comment box? Is there anything that you can add based on these two examples? I'll be giving you 20 seconds of time, guys. So because of that, I will be giving you time to make you think. So your thinking is also very important. Okay, especially in anthropology, you have to write lots of things that is based on just thinking only. Just because of common sense, you can write many points. Okay, think and tell me, guys. Can you? Okay, let me give you one more example. So because of technology, we are going for mechanization. We are going for mechanization of domestic work. For example, now you can see in many homes we have washing machines, we have roti makers, we have dishwashers. Yes or no? So because of these machines, do we need the manpower? No. So because of this mechanization of domestic work, there is decreasing of manual labor. So earlier in this pre-industrial areas, so we need huge number of people in the family for sharing of work. Now because of mechanization, do we need the same number? No. Because of this, now there is no need of joint families. So because of this, joint families are converted into nuclear families. Clear? So I want to take these three examples from this economic impact. Okay, and now let us see about migration. Okay, let me remove this and I want to talk about this migration. So what happens if you see in this industrialized era? in this industrialized era where the development is happening, whether it is in rural areas? No, you're sure, right? So they are happening in urban areas. So what happened now? People from rural areas, they will be migrating. They will be migrating towards urban areas and they will be starting living in urban areas. So is that possible to take entire family or to shift entire family from rural areas to urban areas? No, right? So already you have the space constraints in urban areas. So here, because of this, again, there is decreasing of relevance of joint family and there is movement towards nuclear family, which is increasing nowadays. So it is regarding migration. And one more important area that you have to focus is because of industrialization, if any person who is going and working in that industry, whether that industry will pay salary for entire family of that person? No. So salary will be given to the person who is doing work. That means, can I say individual? For individual who is working in that factory or industry, he will be or she will be getting salary. So because of this, what is happening here? Financial independence of a person. So whenever there is increasing of financial independence of an individual, whether there is any relevance of joint family now? No. This is also one important reason for converting of joint families into nuclear families. So these are the two important things that you have to remember. Okay, now the last point in this economic impact is heterogeneous. So if you are comparing the families of pre-industrial and industrial era, so earlier the families are homogeneous. So why I am telling this families are homogeneous? Why? Because entire family will be depending on same economic activity, that is agriculture. So every family member will be contributing to that. For example, if you are taking, if a family is doing this weaving, so entire family members will be helping another person. There is interdependence. One will be doing dyeing, one will be drying, one will be threading or spinning, one will be doing the or making the cloths. So entire family is dependent. If they are getting the good output, then they will be becoming very, very happy. If they are getting something wrong, entire family will be feeling bad about that. So here we can see solidarity. We can see solidarity and we can see unity in this type of families of pre-industrialized era. So what is in the case of this industrialized? So we are having heterogeneous families. We are having heterogeneous families. So what is the meaning of heterogeneous? For example, in a family, if you are having the different members, like for example, 4 or 5 members in a family. So one is doctor, for example. So one is engineer. So one is scientist. One is IAS. Or for example, one is preparing for UPSC. Like that. Let us take some example. So all these people are having the same economic activity? No. So can we see the unity in this family? No. So because of this industrialization, there is heterogeneous family. Families not entirely dependent on a single economic activity. There is changing of economic activity of the members of the family is happening. So because of this, there is lack of solidarity and there is decreasing of interdependency and also there is decreasing of unity. Clear? Okay, this is about economical changes or economic impact of industrialization on family. And let us move on to next topic, that is societal or social impact. So what is happening here? Changing of gender roles. Why there is changing of gender roles? For example, if you take in this industrialized era, even women started working. Yes or no? Women participation in the labor force is improving. So because of this, what happened? There is increasing of new roles or new professions. New professions. For example, let us take a family. In that family, wife and husband and a kid. So wife is also working and husband is also working. Then who will be taking care of that kid? So simply they will bring that kid and they will join in a daycare center where women will be taking care of feeding, looking after them, okay, and education like that. Okay, so there is increasing of new roles and there is increasing of daycare centers nowadays in urban areas. It is a good business actually, daycare center, and even old care centers, daycare centers and old care centers. So this is the thing. And next one here is there is also increasing of single parent families. Because of industrialization, there is increased feminism. So feminism is not a negative concept. It is nothing but women are fighting for equal rights as par with men. That is called as feminism. So because of this feminism in this patriarchal society, so you know what is this patriarchy? So patriarchy is nothing but male dominant society. So what happens in this male dominant society? Male always feel superior to women, right? So whenever women are asking equal rights, will this male accept? No. So because of this, what happened? There is increased divorce rate. There is increased divorce rate in urban areas. Because of that, there is increasing of single parent families. Clear? So these are the some societal changes or social changes due to industrialization in this family as an social institution. Clear? Okay, now let us see the last one, that is cultural impact. So in this culture, it will be very interesting. There is some change in child rearing practices. So if you go to pre-industrialized societies, earlier we used to have joint families. All family members will be used to live at a same place. So because of this, who will be the major person who will be taking care of children rearing? Grandparents. So now because of industrialization, joint families relevance is decreasing and there is increasing of nuclear families. So now there is no contact. Now there is no contact of grandparents with these children now. So because of this, now there is decreased relevance of grandparents is happening. So who will be taking this vacuum? Who will be occupying this vacuum? Now new institutions or external institutions, they are occupying this vacuum of these grandparents. These institutions are nothing but daycare centers. So even before the children, they are getting some words to talk before speaking, like before 6 months or after 6 months, they are joining in the daycare centers. And also schools, colleges, and some other education institutions, they are occupying this vacuum. Okay, so now here there is also increased cases of joining parents in old age homes. Yes, why? Because at the younger age, we are joining them in the daycare centers. So because of this, what happens? Do the parents are having the strong bonds? Whether they are having the strong bonds between the parents and the children? No. So in the morning, they will be leaving them in the daycare center, and in the night, they will be picking up. And what happened? So there is a very less time of interaction between the parents and children. So because of this, there is no strong bonds between the parents and children. Because of this, what happened? When these children, whenever they are growing up, they will be joining these parents in old age home. Yes or no? We are making them to learn to join parents at the older age in this old age homes. Okay, so because of this industrialization, there is also increasing of old age homes. And next one here is enculturation. So what is the meaning of this word enculturation? So we are passing our culture to next generation. Okay, we are passing our culture to next generation. So here, because of industrialization, there is decreasing of relevance of joint family. There is increasing of nuclear family. There is no proper way of passing off the culture from one generation to another generation. So here this role is also taken up by this daycare centers, schools and colleges. Clear? So this is about a simple topic called as impact of industrialization on a family. So I try to give this flow charts. If you are writing this kind of flow charts in your examination, then you will be getting the good marks. And one more thing here is you can add examples here and there. That's it. So this is about this topic, and many a times UPSC asked this topic directly in your means. So if you like my explanation and if you like the way that I am expressing, and if you're understanding anthropology, and if you are creating interest in this anthropology, and if you want to opt anthropology as your optional, then you can choose our anthropology course. So we are going to start from December first week onwards. So if you want to join this course either online or offline, you can contact us on the number which is given on the screen. And one more thing here is the fees is very affordable. For offline it is 35,000, online it is 30,000, and we are going to have the revision in the class itself. Every day we are going to practice one question, and we are going to see previous questions as well, and I am also going to give you the notes, and every Sunday there is revision test. Okay, so I'll make you ensure that this entire syllabus and the notes will be done in this course, and before prelims, at least within 3.5 months, we will be completing this course. Okay, every day you will be having 2.5 hours of class. I'll be not wasting you a single minute by talking other irrelevant things. Okay, that's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this class, please hit the like button, and please do share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathod Science Academy. Don't forget.